Pay attention to tonight's short films. Exposure's Watch and Win sweepstakes is on. Your chance at winning some cool high-tech gear.
Tonight, Skin Flicks, an Exposure Special Edition. First, has a struggling actress been touched by the hand of God?
Es la Madonna!
Then, a young woman caught in the grip of death. And tongues swallow humans, and humans swallow their tongues. Plus, a chilling glimpse at the ultimate makeover.
Exposure Special Edition.
Downloading host profile, Lisa Marie. An actress, filmmaker, and musician best known for her roles in Mars Attacks, Sleepy Hollow, and currently she can be seen in Planet of the Apes. She's also collaborating on a film project for the Walker Arts Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Hello, and welcome to Sci-Fi's alternative short film forum, Exposure. Tonight, a special edition devoted to the human body and its many fantastic parts, including that region of the anatomy that has preoccupied men since the beginning of time. And in our first short film, that preoccupation is raised to near religious proportions. Amy Stiller's Breast was produced by Henry Joseph and directed by Becky Neiman. Joseph studied film at Boston University, where he directed the Student Academy Award-nominated short film, Dexter, starring his then 13-year-old cousin, Becky Neiman. Joseph moved to LA and forged a career as a production assistant and screenwriter. Neiman became a copywriter. In 1999, they reunited to create this hit short, starring Amy Stiller, Jerry Stiller, and Ann Mira. Now, find out why there's something about Mary on Amy Stiller's Breast.
I can't believe they said I wasn't sleazy enough to be a prostitute. Hey, Mr. Casting Director, have you tried walking down Hollywood Boulevard dressed as a hooker? Okay, maybe you have. That's not the point. You didn't see me in Sweet Charity. So I was 11. I kicked butt. Oh, man, it's not easy coming from a showbiz family. And no, I'm not a Fonda, a Baldwin, or a Van Patten. I'm a Stiller. Bitch. Oh, well, another bad audition and another discount designer bra. Am I bitter? You bet I am.
Excuse me? Could you help me?
Oh, yeah, sure. I know I hate these things. Okay, there. Okay, you're all set.
Gracias.
No problem.
Thank you. Oh, Dios mío.
Ay, Gewalt.
La Madonna.
Madonna, where?
La Madonna.
No, I'm not Madonna. I'm Amy Stiller.
Jesus Maria Jose. Es la Madonna.
What?
Venga, everyone, come here quickly.
What are you doing?
Look, la Madonna. Oh, I say, Madonna. Oh, la Madonna. Oh.
What?
Oh.
It's the Virgin Mary there and your left breast. What?
Oh.
Get out of my way. I'm sorry. I just have to see this. Oh, my God. Ay, ay, ay. It's the Madonna on... Oh,
How does it feel? All this attention, people lined up around the block. I gotta tell you, it's a mob scene out there.
Really? Well, it's sort of neat. I mean, this is kind of the best role I've ever had. I mean, of course, you know, my first choice would be Tom Hanks, but oh well, I guess I'm working with God.
Okay, the lines aren't getting any shorter. Let's get back to business. One at a time, and no funny stuff.
It's a miracle, truly a miracle.
Bless you.
Could you bless this?
What is this, a lottery ticket?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. I guess that's kosher.
If it wins, we get 10%. Sign here.
I'm a virgin.
Congratulations, and here.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, let's go. Move it. Move it. I'm going to open the door on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Amy!
Let's go, hell.
Get back.
Oh, cool. Look at this.
Yeah, you know, I thought keychains, kitchen magnets, but ultimately, everyone likes a nice set of mugs.
Do I have to?
$9.99 like this. If they touch your breast, it's $14.99.
Okay.
It's me, Elmira. I'm her mother.
If you're gonna say you're her mother, at least get the name right. And as for you, you wanna see you get the Spice Channel like all the other curves.
Mom! Get out of my way! Where's my daughter?
Look, if this is really what you want, I'm here for you 150%. But you gotta stay grounded. This town will eat you alive. Let me be your buffer. I'll screen your phone calls. Keep away the kooks.
Dad, it's really no big deal. I just wanted you and Mom to be part of this.
Would you leave her alone? Don't interfere. It's her life.
This business with the religious thing is from your side. I just want you to stay grounded. You take a Henny Youngman who sat there writing jokes all day like he was writing the Talmud.
Henny never wrote a joke in his life. He paid people for those jokes.
All right, like he was studying the Talmud.
Oh, Mom, Dad, I can't have this conversation right now. Listen, the official inspection team from the Vatican just arrived.
The what? The Vatican?
What? The Va-
It's
What?
kind of like the good housekeeping seal of approval, only the Pope.
Oh, my God.
You'd have to be a hermit not to know by now that 3 weeks ago, the image of the Blessed Virgin miraculously appeared on Amy Stiller's breast in a downtown department store. Amy is about to be inspected by representatives of the Vatican. So stay tuned to find out if there's something about Mary on Amy.
What?
I didn't say anything.
Look, Mom, this is not like that time that I was in the sweat lodge with the Vietnam vets.
Is that you talking or the antidepressants?
Look, your mother knows what you're going through. Before she met me, she wanted to be a nun.
I never wanted to be a nun.
She just seen Bing Crosby and Ingrid Bergman in the Bells of St. Mary.
You know, you tend to glorify the 40s, Jerry. Bing Crosby had deep emotional problems. He was never there for his children. They wrote books about it.
That's true.
Don't knock the bingo!
Thank you, sister.
Okay, we're ready. We should know what we have here in a minute or two.
Well, I've always been a spiritual person. You know, I do a really great Marianne Williamson imitation. Do you want to see it?
Well, what I'd like to talk about tonight is about how growing up Jewish in Texas, I always sort of identified with the movie Carrie.
I also do a really great Jane Fonda. Hello, Dad, Henry, help. I need an Oscar. I'm feeling insecure. So we had to have the housekeeper take care of the Jewish holidays. But what made it really funny was the fact that she was Jamaican.
Man, you don't be mixing your meat with your milk. You mix your meat with your milk. Come Pesach, I don't give you extra man, I shove it in your haroses. Then I give you a double portion of the bitter herb. And then I had to have it coming where you never find it. I love you.
Silence, please. Yes, Your Grace? It's not the Virgin Mary.
Maybe it's a rash. Yeah, I get them all the time. It's the rayon.
Well, are you sure?
Okay, let's back up.
I mean, can't we get a second opinion? Maybe it's her cousin.
Do you think you can give me an interview with your brother? What about Jean Garofalo? Okay, we're out of here.
Well, can't I talk to him? I mean, maybe it was the lighting. I mean, what do you call him, Pontiff?
Check with the Greek Orthodox. Maybe they'll be able to help you out.
Was it real? Was it an allergic reaction to the Prozac? At least now I know who loved me for my talent and who loved me from my breast. The point is, I got a great agent out of it. Sometimes you have to let go. At least that's what I keep telling my good friend Pamela Anderson Lee. We're both reading that bestseller, Wherever I Am, There I Was. Well, the other day, Pam had a breakthrough, and she threw the book against the wall. I got scared, so of course I slapped her. She slapped me. And as we held each other's mascara-stained faces, knowing we were as intimate as two women can be without getting sexual, I said, Pammy, baby, it's a process. But you and I just don't seem to get that. I think I get it now.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's mine. By the way, I loved you in Fame.
She thinks she's a druid.
What are you talking about, druids? What about your side with the Dybbuk's?
Ed Sullivan was right. These mixed marriages don't work out.
In the same sense that Jesus represents the Christ child in all of you, oftentimes Sissy Spacek represents the Carrie within me. Needless to say, I have a lot of anger.
From Hollywood, California, here is producer Henry Joseph.
The film Amy Stiller's Breast started when Becky called me, having been inspired by a particular photograph of Amy Stiller. She asked Amy if she would like to be involved in the film, and Amy said yes. It came together very easily, and I felt it was a very natural and easy collaboration. Just having the word breast in a title can go a long way. The female breast is one part of our human anatomy that we're allowed to sort of occasionally show and make a big deal out of and charge money to see. And of course, everybody knows sex sells, so that aspect of it did not escape us in the least.
Next, hand in hand they live together. Hand in hand, they shall remain. A terrifying tale of survival when Skinflex, an exposure special edition, continues.
Don't look at me. Keep your eyes on the shorts. The Exposure Watch and Win sweepstakes is on. Details later.
Now, Skinflex continues.
Which part of me do you like the most? Is it my hair, my eyes, my lips, my hands? The next time your special someone asks you that question, give it a little thought. Because often, being in love means never letting go, as you'll soon witness in To Have and to Hold from director John Hardwick. Born and raised in Birkenhead, England, Hardwick majored in both literature and American studies before developing an interest in the arts. He's been a painter, a performance artist, and a documentarian. And he's about to begin production on his 10th short film in 4 years. Now, a Grimm's fairy tale for the 21st century. Here is To Have and to Hold.
Which part of my body do you like the most? Pardon? Which part of my body do you like the most?
I enjoy your ear a lot and...
Not my hands.
No, not your hands. Your dirty fingernails.
I don't. It drives so quickly.
Okalala.
You're giving me asthma.
Take a spray. I think it's here.
No, I have it. I have it in my hand.
Yeah, then it's here. Come on.
No, come on. I have to go.
Get... You know the time?
Plenty of time.
Stop it. No, stop it, please. I have to concentrate. No, stop it. Stop it!
conclusion of To Have and to Hold when exposure continues.
Lisa Marie, your mission. Access short films. Update. New film disc located. Mission complete. Return to Exposure Headquarters.
To serve and project, Lisa Marie hosts Exposure, Sundays at 11, only on Sci-Fi.
Get exposed.
Now, exposure continues with the conclusion of To Have and to Hold.
Mein Kindchen ganz leise, der Mond macht eine Reise. Er hat sein weißes Pferd gezäumt, es läuft grad so, als ob es träumt. Stille, mein Kindchen ganz stille, der Mond trägt eine Brille. Da schaut er dann zum Fenster rein und sieht, mein Kindchen schläft ganz fein.
In order for To Heaven's a Hole to work as a short film, you have to feel sympathy for the two characters, even the man that's dead. And there's less than a minute in which to show them alive and the kind of relationship that they share. And I think they improvised that well, you know, and it does show a kind of real affection. These are urban people, ill-prepared for this situation that throws them into nature without any of the props that they're used to in real life. Susanna, halfway through the film, sings a German lullaby to herself called Schlaf mein Kind, and she's kind of singing herself to sleep because she's bored. And it might sound inappropriate, but one of the things I think you would feel in that situation is boredom. And there's certainly a poignancy to the lyrics, which are about go to sleep, my boy. You know, the moon rides through the sky and his white horse, he's taking you away to sleep. Go to sleep, you know. And their man's there dead. So, you know, for a number of reasons, I quite like that moment in the film.
Next, enter a future of man-eating tongues, monster truck taxis, and cats that know how to fly. When Skinflix, an Exposure Special Edition, continues.
Later tonight, you'll have a chance to win a Sony digital video camera and other cool prizes. Part of the Exposure Watch and Win sweepstakes.
Now, Skinflix, an Exposure Special Edition, continues.
The human tongue, probably the most used and abused organ in our body. We bite them, we burn them, we stick them where they don't belong. But what if sometime in the future, our tongues found a way to seek revenge? Tongues and Taxis is from director Michael Overbeck, who studied animation at the Rhode Island School of Design. His junior project, Atlas Gets a Drink, was shown on a previous episode of Exposure, and he's currently part of a production team that's creating a pilot for the Cartoon Network. Now, a loose tongue wreaks havoc on a futuristic metropolis. Here is Tongues and Taxis.
Oh! I hate this place. Ugly buildings, boring people. Something about this place gives me the creeps. The garbage man has been standing there for an hour.
Oh, no. He wouldn't. He wouldn't. Oh, it's just a leaf. You don't pick up a leaf. Oh, leave it. Leave it. I gotta get to a hospital. I gotta fix my arms. Taxi! Help! Help!
Sorry about that. Traffic. I gotta get one of those. Say, I hate this place. Ugly buildings. The people here taste awful. Man, that tongue is a jerk.
Ah!
Mike Overbeck recently screened Tongues and Taxis at the Cannes Film Festival.
I'm gonna take off to go to France.
Can an unknown filmmaker get noticed at this glamorous event?
Welcome to Cannes.
I get the feeling I'm gonna feel lost for quite a while and not know really what I want to do or find or look at.
I got laughed at for being American.
So yeah, even though we have fancy badges, we have access to all the sort of markets and displays and sort of thing. But to see a movie, you have to wait in line and be the first to get your tickets. There are parties for all the movies there. To get into these parties or even find out that they exist, you have to know someone or somehow get an invitation. Most people don't know that there's a party until it's too late.
This is where they had the Moulin Rouge party last night. I guess today it's open up to common people.
All the pictures you see in the magazines and on TV of what happens at Cannes take place inside these circles that most people don't get to see.
It's not for me,
Everything is very strange and covert, and the best way to get the most out of your Cannes visit is to make friends with people you don't even know.
I came to Cannes, a little boy, a little man.
Next, who says beauty's only skin deep? When Skin Flicks, an Exposure Special Edition continues. Now, Skin Flicks continues with host Lisa Marie.
Some women spend a lifetime, not to mention a small fortune, in pursuit of the look. In our next short film, putting on the perfect face is easy as losing your own identity. It's called Temple, from director Michael Condran. Born and raised in Newcastle, Australia, Condran got his start working in the camera department of a local TV station. He's directed commercials, documentaries, and music videos. And his latest short, Dial L for Latte, was recently shown at the Comedy Central Film Festival. Now, if you're devoted to the altar of beauty, you'll feel right at home in Temple.
From Madame Tussauds Wax Museum in the heart of Times Square, director Michael Condren.
The location in Temple is always meant to be that surreal, mystical place where girls go when they go to the bathroom. It was notionally meant to be a nightclub bathroom. All that time you've spent standing around outside waiting for your girlfriend to come back, I always figured that was where they are. The story, I guess, originally comes from the fact that I was just getting a little disturbed by images in the mainstream media of women, these unobtainable ideals. I think vanity is something that is pre-programmed into you, and I think a lot of the images in the media these days, they try to play on that. A great example of what made Temple come around was my girlfriend's younger sister, I think was about 14 at the time. She was a beautiful child, and she just thought she was so ugly. She thought she needed cosmetic surgery, and she thought she needed liposuction, and you look at her and think she's absolutely beautiful. Where does she get these ideas at that age? And I thought that was coming from women's magazines, where they're portraying this impossible ideal. It's hard to be different. It's hard not to fit in. I have just recently sold my soul to the devil and started directing television commercials. 20 years from now, I guess it can go either two ways. You know, I guess I could either be living in a big house in Hollywood Hills snorting coke off the butt of a supermodel, or I could be shaking a cup out the front of the N train entrance, you know.
Have you been watching tonight's shorts carefully? Your chance to enter the Exposure Watch and Win sweepstakes is coming up next.
Stay tuned. Skinflix and Exposure Special Edition will continue. Now, Skinflix continues with host Lisa Marie.
Remember to enter tonight's Exposure Watch and Win contest. Just log on to exposure.sci-fi.com/bodyparts for entry details and full contest rules. And while you're there, check out this week's selections or any flick from Exposure's extensive short film collection. I'm Lisa Marie. Let's get exposed together next week on Sci-Fi's original short film series, Exposure.